Hey everyone, this is Ashish from Developer Hut and welcome to the next topic of Go for Beginners series, which is Go Slices. So slices are basically used to store the multiple values of a same data type in a single variable. Slices are very similar to the arrays, but they are very powerful and flexible in nature. So length is always fixed in case of the arrays. However, in case of the slices, you can increase or decrease the length. So there are three ways to create the slices. Either you create the slices with the data type and values format, or you can create the slice from array as well. And there is one more way, which is by using the make function, you can create the slices. So let's see how we can create the slices with the first format. So syntax is very simple. So first is the slice name, okay, then colon equal to, then empty square bracket, then data type, okay, and then the values. Okay, so now let's create a slice. So I will say slice 1 colon equal to empty square bracket, then let's say integer, and then create a empty values. Okay, so this is an empty slice with 0 length. Okay, now let's create one more slice. So I will say slice 2 colon equal to empty square bracket, then integer, and then I will say 1 comma 2 comma 3 with the values. Okay, so this is how we create the slice. Okay, so in our previous session we saw how to get the length of the array, right? So in case of a slice also we can get the length as well as the capacity of the slices. So length is basically the values which is held by the slices, and capacity is by which the length can be increased or decreased in the slices. Okay, so you can get the length of the slices using same method, which is length, and capacity can be get by the capacity method. Okay, so now let's print the length, capacity, and the actual slice. So I will simply say fmt dot println, okay, and I will print, let's say, the first length of slice 1. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, and instead of length, this is the capacity, right? And third is I just want to print the slice. Okay, so this is the first one. Let's also print the next slice, which is slice 2, which contains actual values, right? Okay, now let's try to run this program. So I will say go run slice. Okay, so here you can see the slice length of slice 1 is 0 because there is no value, as well as capacity is also 0. Okay, and there is no value, so that's why this is the empty slice. Now if you see the second slice, which has a 3 length and capacity is also 3. Okay, and then the values. So whenever you create the slice like this with default values, the capacity is equal to the length. So now next is let's create the slice from the already existing array. Okay, so the syntax is very simple. So you give a slice name, okay, then colon equal to the array, okay, and then in the square bracket you give a start index as well as end index. Okay, so this is how you create the slice from the array. Now let's see the example. So I will first create the array, okay, is equal to, let's say I will create an array of 6 element, okay, which is of type int, and I will add the element. Okay, now let's create the slice. So I will say slice 3 colon equal to array, okay, and let's create the element 2 to 4. Okay, now let's print this. So I will say, I will simply copy paste it. So I will say slice 3 and slice 3. Okay, now let's run this program. So here you can see the length of the slice is 2, right? And the capacity is 4. Okay, and these are the elements which we have created. So whenever you are creating the slice from the array or using this method, then capacity is always double the length. Okay, so this is how we create the slice from the array. Now third is, let's create the slice using the make function. Okay, so the syntax is very simple. Again, so I will say slice, first is slice name, right? Then equal to the make function. So in the make function, you need to tell the data type, right? So data type, then the length, what is the length of this particular slice, and what is the capacity of this slice. Okay, so now let's create one more slice using make function. So I will say slice 4 is equal to make, then it is again the integer data type, and I will say the length is 5 and capacity is 10. Okay, and let's try to print this. Okay, now let's run this. So I'll simply go here and run. Okay, it is giving error because we haven't used the var. Okay, so let's use var, and then let's try to run this again. Either you use var or you can simply use colon equal to. Okay, let's run this again. It should work. Okay, so here you can see the length is 5, which we provided earlier. Then the capacity is 10, right? And then these are the values. So we didn't assign any values. By using make function, always slice is created with the default values, and default value of integer data type is 0. Okay, so all the 5 elements are 0. Now there is one more thing in a make function. Let's see that. So let's create one more slice. So I will say slice 5 colon equal to make, then I will say int, sorry, the square bracket and int. Okay, and I will this time only provide the length. Okay, and let's try to print this, and let's see what is the capacity. So I will just print this. Save. Let's run this. So here you can see the length of the slice is 5, which we have provided, and the capacity, which we didn't added in a make function, is also 5. Okay, so in make function, capacity is optional, and if you skip it, then capacity is same as the length of the slices. Okay, so these are the 3 different ways where we can create the slices. So I hope you understand the slice concept. If you have any question, please add it in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as early as possible. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.